bit further along the seawall, and I'm at this pipe outlet. I don't know what it's for. Sewage? I don't know. Anyway, no birds along here. I saw a grey heron take off, and I literally got like half a second of footage. I couldn't get it in the frame. A green woodpecker, just quickly trying to keep away from the sun, just took off from there and flew into the trees. And I've definitely heard 2 great spotted woodpeckers. Not the kind of, you'd imagine more forests, but apparently not. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, no, there's a big deal. People make a big deal of these things. The yellow-legged gull. That was definitely a yellow-legged gull in the flamingo pool. Light back and yellow legs. And the wascoey wabbits. I've been dying to say that. I got closer to the ones that were on the path. Some of them shot off early, and some let me get relatively close. I did that thing. I did a bit of filming. I took 10 steps forward, did a bit of filming. Ooh, picked that up. I just had to dump the camera quickly. Sometimes I don't bother. I just think I'll let them go and I regret it. But flock of curlews, and they were silhouetted so I couldn't see, and I believe black-tailed godwit. I leave my camera now at super slow-mo, 120 frames a second, so then I can ID a bird, slow it right down. I can get a better view of it, but it is against the sun. But assuming the beak shape, they're smaller than curlews, so the curlews, and they were in the straighter than curlews. Black-tailed godwit and curlews, yeah. I think we've done a catch-up. Anything else to add to that little walk? Yeah, just more flocks of goldfinch. We're scanning them obviously for brambling, but nothing as of yet. I think we have more chance if we see some chaffinch, but anyway, we'll see. Good bit of raptor action from this point. Just coming along there, and I didn't get it in time because it was behind a mesh, was a buzzard, was hovering, big buzzard. And it landed on a post behind this protected area fencing. And I thought I'll try. So I looked through the camera, and my camera was already focused through this mesh. That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's not the best quality. I mean, it's harsh lighting anyway, but that's pretty impressive. And it did fly, but it was like, it must have known I was filming it because it stayed right below the top of the fence. So I couldn't get any straight shot of it. But it's getting to the point now where the sun's going down, only an hour away, and anything that flies over there like that buzzard is just going to be a silhouette. And then surprisingly, I did see it again. I took a bit of video of it only flying away. And when I came along, I'm not sure, it might have been this second one might be in another one, because I'm sure it looked lighter underneath. I don't know. But anyway, it's coming along this pathway again, and saw another raptor. There is a buzzard again. And I went, wait a minute, that looks different. Sure enough, marsh harrier. So that's good to see. I got 2 bits of video of it. I did it all in slow-mo. And again, they're always flying away from you, but occasionally it did turn to the side, so you got a view of it. But over here, as you can see on the map, there are lots of little water inlets, loads of them, the whole area. Really exciting. And while I was walking up this path, I didn't bother, but I saw loads of flocks of, pretty sure they're redshank were going over. There's probably some things dotted in there with them. But over there where I'm going to have a look at the moment, I think it's the target pool. I think so. And yeah, that's the sort of scope where the guys plot up with their scopes and have a look. And I saw flocks of definitely redshank and lapwing and other things flying around. I'll have to go onto the computer to have a look at their shapes exactly, because I can only see through the viewfinder to know exactly what they are. And again, the sun was behind, so it was silhouetted. Just go down because I don't want my camera shadowed on me. Yeah, there's a grey heron sat over there as well. But yeah, we're going to go to the viewpoint. We better get a shifty because we've got 1 hour. But doing really well. I mean, I will say, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's I'm eating really low CARB. I don't know if YouTube are very funny about giving dietary advice, but I've been really low carb and just going on meats and proteins and fats, and I've just been steaming, like no lagging, no dragging on my feet that I normally get with carbs. Walking for miles, no problem, absolutely happy. But it could be also that in these cooler months, when it's about, between sort of 12 and 17 degrees, yeah, it's insanely different. You just have so much more energy when it's not hot. Yeah, so that could be a reason too. Cooler. That's not a water rail, is it? That's just a coot or something. There's some frogs in there because I heard splashing when I stopped. In the past, I've heard marsh frogs croaking from in here. Anyway, let's go. So just apologies if you catch some sun flare while I'm moving around. I've got my lens hood on the camera, but this is the lookout for all the black barn pool, the radar pool, the flamingo pool, and very difficult to see anything here because of the sun is behind. This is obviously a very morning type place to come to, if that's even in English. Yeah, come here in the morning. It's when the sun's on that side, showing up everything on that side. I've had as good a look as I can through my scope, and the only sort of new thing was, there's a flock of widgeon there at the front. And I mean, there's shovelers, gadwall, teal. There's some greater blackback gulls over there with all the lapwing. Anything I've missed? Yeah, just that's about it. Yeah, coming just before I turned off my last video, well, just after I turned off my last video, I heard the call of the stone chat and I looked out in the field and found a male. So it's good. I know how to identify that stone chat call now. Yeah, I'd say it was quite distinctive. So yeah, this is the famous. Yeah, I've the couple of times I've been here in the past, guys with big scope. Like somebody's left their scope cover there. But this is all you're going to get really. Some scope. So if somebody spotted I think there was a message on the bird guides app that a little stint had been spotted here. Can you imagine trying to? I mean, almost the smallest. What's that? Almost the smallest wader already, besides a lesser sandpiper? At least sandpiper is the smallest. Already one of the smallest, and you're seeing it from how are you seeing it? How? You know, did you bring up the Hubble telescope up here? Oh, everything took off. What's going on? Everything's taken off. Why is everything taken off? Always looking. There was a marsh harrier here, just chased off by some waders. Yep, so we're going to better start making our way back to our car. I think we've got about 30 minutes. But overall, I mean, that was a good day. I mean, I had the place completely to myself. I had 2 people walk past me. So, might see something else before we get back to the cab. We're about, probably a couple of 100 meters from the cab now, along the last bit of path. And I saw some birds jumping around this small puddle. It's the only one on this path. So I stood back and I saw a chaffinch, hoping to see a brambling. I thought maybe that's where the birds were jumping around. And eventually always get these mixed up. I'm sure it was a missel thrush. Came out and had a bath. And then some people walked by, scared it off. So I got a bit closer and I've gone off to the left here. And I waited and waited. A rabbit came out, saw me, went back in. And then the missel thrush appeared to the left here and hovered about for a minute, grabbed something to eat, and then disappeared off. And I've seen the female chaffinch again up there, but nothing else has come down for a drink. I was just hanging about the last bit of day, hoping that some interesting thing comes out for a sip. No, I think that's quits. Hope you enjoy it, folks. Again, it's been a good day, decent. I did manage to do it on the day I was at Cliffe Pools, but as I was leaving, it was about 6 o'clock. The sun had already gone down. It was pretty dark, and literally round the corner from where I'd parked the cab, something was in the road, and could have been litter, could have been a hedgehog, something dead already. And as I went around it, because you never know, it could be a bit of litter, and you just drive over it with your wheel, no problem. But you avoid it anyway. And this is probably the only reason why other people hadn't hit it. They'd thought the same thing. And as I went round it, because I recognised birds, I saw a head and a beak. And I thought, that's probably a little grebe. So I pulled over and quickly sort of signalled for the next car to go around. And I thought, well, I've got to get it out of the road. I don't know what kind of condition it's in, but I don't want to touch it with my hands. So I got my sort of garden glove that I use for fuel in the cab out the boot. And yeah, went over. It was a little grebe. And I was hoping that I was going to get it trying to bite really hard, which shows it has some life. but it didn't. It was quite weak, and the legs were kind of kicking. And I thought, okay, what do I do? So I quickly contacted. I thought I'll go for Elmley. Nothing to do with Elmley, but I found this. What do I do? So contact the Kent Wildlife Trust. Got the number, called them up, and for the time being, I put it off the road behind a fence by some puddles, and just so I didn't get run over. And the phones weren't manned with the Wildlife Trust, so I left a message asking, what should I do? I can't stay. I've got to go home. Leave a message, and I took a picture of the gate, the fence area where I left it. So if they did get back to me, I could tell them. They never did. So don't know. Too busy, uninterested. Hope it was just dazed. Maybe it was flying across and hit a truck and was just dazed, like when I found the blue tip. Eventually, sort of came out of its little daze after it hit my window and flew off. And I'm hoping this happened. Somebody says the little grebes do mistake road surfaces for water. So yeah, maybe it landed hard and stunned it. But yeah, hopefully it was just dazed. So yeah, this is going on the end of that last Cliffe Pools video.